Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. So, as people know, I am a homosexual, but I do not. I preferred to not be public about it, and I'm still not public about it. I mean, I don't show my face. I don't walk down the streets yelling I'm a homosexual. But unfortunately, for years, I was closeted, and then I was gay bashed many times. So for my safety, I am openly gay, so that way if anything should happen, you know. So basically, what happened was I have a straight voice and I have this ability to talk straight without a lisp. I have an ability to blend in with straight guys, like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, anyways, I have an ability to hang out with straight guys, right? So for many years, I pretended to be closeted, or I was closeted for many years. And then suddenly when people find out, right? Like, imagine if a wife finds out that her husband cheated on her with a guy like me, right? And then everyone's shocked. They had no idea that I was even gay, right? So obviously I didn't cheat on anyone. I didn't sleep with any women's husbands. Don't worry, Megan Kelly. A gay guy, as far as we know, hasn't slept with your husband yet. But Megan Kelly is famous for she's going after gays right now. Megan Kelly's said the shooter was gay. The Charlie Kirk shooter was gay. The Charlie Kirk shooter was gay, right? So Megan Kelly's famously going after gays right now. Candace Owens is famous for saying everything's fake and gay. Everything's fake and gay. She's complaining that everything's fake and gay. Although Candace Owens is also admitting that she doesn't believe that the whole mainstream narrative about the Charlie Kirk shooter being gay. She doesn't believe that Tyler Robinson was even the shooter. So this whole mainstream narrative saying, "Oh, the Charlie Kirk shooter was gay, the Charlie Kirk assassin was gay." Well, Candace Owens is now debunking the feds, the story from the American feds, because the American FBI wanted everyone to believe that the Charlie Kirk assassin was gay, that the Charlie Kirk assassin was a gay man named Tyler. Everyone wanted to believe that, right? Everyone, the American feds, the American government wanted everyone to believe that the Charlie Kirk assassin was gay. And then Megyn Kelly, of course, is like, the shooter was gay, the Charlie Kirk assassin was gay, right? So Megyn Kelly propelled that narrative. But then Candace Owens, looking at the evidence, is starting to realize, oh, wait a minute, this gay man is being framed. This gay man is not the shooter. And like typically, usually in the history of homosexuality, usually gay people are framed. If you're trying to figure out who gave the best BJ, yeah, it was a gay person. Yeah, guilty of that. Gay people are guilty of giving the best BJs. Gay men are definitely guilty of giving the best BJs. But if you're trying to figure out who robbed the bank, it was probably the Russians. Gay people, you don't really see usually gay people getting together like, okay, there's gonna be a bank robbery. Who is gonna It's funny because I don't even talk like that stereotypical that they try to portray in the media, like when they try to demonize gay people and they portray a gay person in the media, like, okay, there's gonna be a bank robbery. Someone's gonna go in from the back, of course. Someone will cover the front, of course. Someone will play defense in the back, and five guys will watch to make sure everything goes down. So it's funny because I'm a real homosexual, but I can like make fun of, not make fun of, but I can joke about, I can be humble and like joke about, but that they're not even true though. That's the funny thing is like the mainstream media, they're trying to like say, oh, the Charlie Kirk assassin was gay, and they're trying to get everyone to go after gays right now. But then Candace Owens is like, wait a minute, the Charlie Kirk assassin, Tyler, Tyler might be gay, but he didn't do it. Like they're framing an innocent gay man for what was committed by the American feds, right? So, like I said, if people are trying to figure out who gave the husband the best BJ, it was a gay person. Gay people are definitely probably guilty of giving Megyn Kelly's husband the best BJ he's ever had. That guilty as charged. Gay people would probably, a gay man would probably be guilty of giving Megyn Kelly's husband the best BJ he's ever had. Yes, guilty. But when it comes to bank robberies or assassinations or white collar crimes, insider trading, they're all evil rich elites. They're all evil rich elites, okay? The evil rich elites are the ones behind a lot of this stuff, okay? It's not gay people. We're not like scheming, you know? It's not like there's like a secret layer full of all of these gay guys and they're all secret, like a special gay branch of the Freemasons. First off, the Freemasons do not allow gays into their organization. I've tried. The Freemason lodges across America and Canada, they do not allow gay men to join their Freemason organization. I've tried. It didn't stop me from getting in, but I definitely didn't go in like through the front door, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna stop talking. So basically, yeah, the media right now, the mainstream media, whether it's controlled by Russia, whether it's controlled by Russia, although there's a lot of Russian bots putting out false propaganda. See, the Russians, their strategy, which makes sense, is to get everyone watching the gays, literally watching the gays. I mean, there's to get everyone watching gay men, right? For example, Megyn Kelly's husband when he's on, going golfing, right? I mean, who would want to listen to Megyn Kelly 24/7? Like that would turn you gay. You want to know what turns people gay? Listening to Megyn Kelly talk 24/7. That would turn a husband gay. Anyway, so the Russian media, the Russian government, their strategy to get everyone to stop looking at Russia invading Ukraine, to get everyone to stop looking at Russia potentially invading Finland. Russia might even invade Poland. See, all of these countries that border Russia, they're all scared of Russia, right? Japan is scared of Russia. Japan borders Russia. Well, Japan doesn't share a physical border, but they're the closest to, you understand? Like there is obviously water in between Japan and Russia, but the next closest country to Japan is Russia. That's what I'm saying, right? So it's not like they're connected literally physically by land, but the next Japan does border Russia in that sense. And of course, Poland literally shares a physical border with Russia. Poland shares a like is about to announce. Poland has been edging for war with Russia for years. Latvia is funny because Latvia for many years was pro-Russian, and then after so much Russian abuse, Latvia was like, forget it, like screw the Russians, um, and not in the good way, like not in. Well, anyways, I'm a homosexual, but anyways, I don't mean. Sorry, there's no good way to screw people. Honestly, there's no good way. Well, I mean, gay people wouldn't screw you financially. Anyways, okay. Like gay people wouldn't rob you, right? Um, I mean, I just could just imagine, all of these Russians going around saying, "Oh, don't watch the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Gay people, watch gay people instead. Don't watch Russia invading Poland. Watch gay people. Don't watch Russia potentially invading Japan or Georgia, right? Because Georgia's another country which borders Russia, with Georgia hates Russia. The Georgians the Georgians hate Russia. So that's the Russian strategy right now is to get everyone to stop watching the gays. So this is a good conversation about Mother Russia. I've studied Russian for years. I'm not gonna lie. I have a thing for Russian soldiers, and I'm a virgin, and I don't want to be a virgin forever. So, considering that Canadians and Americans treated me like garbage all my life, yeah, if the Russian military offered me a job, a post in the Russian military, I would take it. But they probably wouldn't because, but I can't really determine who really has been, because when you think about it, the Russian government they have been putting out propaganda against gays, but then the people who actually attacked me were Americans and Canadians, as far as I know. Maybe those Canadians that attacked me were secretly Russians. Maybe those Americans who attacked me were secretly Russians. But as far as I know, Americans and Canadians were the ones who gay bashed me, even though it was Mother Russia who put out the propaganda against gays. So, anyways, this is a good conversation. I'm gonna wait till people start coming in the live stream and then I will continue the conversation. So. Yeah, see, and that's the thing, right? Like all of the world's problems are being caused by everybody but gays. Well, first off, um, gay men do give better BJs. So if that's a problem for jealous American wives like Megyn Kelly, if she's jealous that a gay man gave her husband the best BJ he's ever had, then that's a problem, clearly, for Megyn Kelly. But in terms of who is polluting Mother Earth, who is dumping toxic waste, evil rich elites. Who is hacking your computer? Probably China and TikTok to be a TikTok. Who is robbing banks? Probably the Russians, Russian criminals, Russian thugs. Who is spitting in your coffee? Probably the Indians that work at Tim Hortons. Probably the Indians that work at Tim Hortons are spitting in your coffee. So all of these people are the ones causing the world's problems. And gay men, and especially the definition of gay men, is like man who like men, man on man action. So if you know if watching two strong, tall Russian soldiers ripping each other's clothes off, if that's an issue for you, then I could see why gays would be your number one top priority. But if the real issues you consider to be the real issues are clean drinking water, protecting Mother Earth from pollution, protecting your bank accounts from being hacked by China and Russia, disease like COVID, right? The major diseases, pandemics like COVID, if those, in your opinion, are real issues, and competent doctors, because of course the doctors aren't gay because, God forbid they ever gave a gay person a real good job, right? All of the jobs go to people like Trump and the Jeffrey Epstein, and everyone on the Epstein list. They're the people who get actual jobs in society. But gay people like me, I mean, I work minimum wage at the bookstore. I work part time at a bookstore, and I make minimum wage. So, yeah. So, I mean, real gay people, real gay men, we're often closeted. I mean, if a gay man is super closeted, then yes, he can get a great job. But anyone who's been outed in a gay witch hunt, any gay man like me who's been outed in a gay witch hunt, I couldn't get a good job. I couldn't get a job in marketing, even though I have a degree in marketing and public relations. I couldn't get a job in anything else really, other than thank God I got the job at the bookstore because I love books. And my boss, my manager, uh, you know, at first she didn't really know if I really like books or not, and then I suddenly started talking about books, and she started realizing how many books I could read in like a day, right? Like I can read like 3, 4 books in a day. So she was like, "Oh my God, this person, there's something going on with this person. This person really likes books, right?" So for that reason, I got the job at the bookstore. But if it wasn't for the job at the bookstore where I make minimum wage, I would be homeless right now. Again, well, I used to be homeless. So gay people, we don't get any special treatment. Real gay people. Now on the other hand, fake gay people, like pretend people who pretend to be gay, and also people like Trump and Jeffrey Epstein who were born into money. People like Trump and Jeffrey Epstein who were born into money, and also black rappers like Puff Daddy. Those people, they all have privileges, right? Clearly, Puff Daddy has privilege when that little girl. You remember when Puff Daddy did something with that little girl named Justin Bieber? So I mean, Justin Bieber does look like a little girl. I mean, he looked like Ellen DeGeneres played Justin Bieber. Like, remember when Ellen DeGeneres pretended to be Justin Bieber? Like Justin Bieber looks like a girl. He looks like Ellen DeGeneres. In fact, the same person who played Ellen DeGeneres and Justin Bieber was the same person. It was oh, what's her name? Something. She's from Saturday Night Live. Anyways, McKinnon, Kate McKinnon, Kate McKinnon, who's blonde from Saturday Night Live. She's the same person who played Justin Bieber and Ellen DeGeneres. So Justin Bieber looks like Ellen DeGeneres. So they both look like girls. So I guess Puff Daddy is into little girls. Puff Daddy Puff Daddy is into girls. So anyways, um, they do look like girls. They don't. Justin Bieber doesn't look like a tall, strong, masculine Russian soldier. Like, look at me, I'm from Russia. I am so strong. Look at my pecs. Look at my big look at my hairy Russian body. Look how big I am. I'm from Russia. I'm this big, strong man from Russia. I chop my own wood and I could build my own house with my own bare hands. I'm from Russia and I'm so tall and strong and Russian. So, yeah, so the rich elite pedos, they're the ones who run the world. The rich elite pedos. And also, did you notice that so many female teachers, high school teachers, so many female high school teachers are being caught sleeping with their students, right? So it's female teachers. Many female teachers who are caught sleeping with their students. So I've always wanted to go to Russia. I've always wanted to go to Russia and meet those really strong, tall, masculine Russian men, like Russian gladiators. Like, it doesn't have to be Russia too. I always thought Germany. In World War II, did you see pictures of those German soldiers in World War II? Okay, I admit I have a soldier fetish. I have a thing for soldiers. Okay, I have a thing for army soldiers. Just a man in uniform. Me, a man, a strong, tall man in uniform. Like, the uniform really gets me. The soldier uniform, I don't really like lawyers because lawyers are scumbags and they're pieces of lawyers are lying sociopaths and scumbags. So I don't really like lawyers, but I will say that I did used to like to watch the show Suits with Gabriel Macht, the guy who plays Harvey Specter in Suits, right? I mean, he looks good in a suit. I won't give that wrong, but lawyers. At the end of the day, lawyers are just, when you actually think about what they do, they're such lying scumbags and sociopaths. Lawyers that I just no, that turns me off. But if you just look at Harvey Specter from Suits, the guy who plays the lawyer in Suits, right, with Meghan Markle and right, if you look at Harvey Specter in Suits, oh my God, he looks fantastic in a suit, right? But at the end of the day, his character, he has bad character. He's a bad lawyer, and he's an evil person, right? So the character's pretty like generally speaking, lawyers are evil. Lawyers are liars. Lawyers are sociopaths. Lawyers are evil, generally speaking. And Candace Owens, right now, she's currently she knows how evil lawyers are because Candace Owens is being sued left, right, and center. The French government, Emmanuel Macron, and it's funny because for all these years, Candace Owens is trying to make people think that gay people are the problem, right? She always says everything's fake and gay, but the people who are suing her are not gay. The people who are suing her are like a heterosexual couple. For the French president, they're transgender. If anything, they're transgender maybe, but they're not gay. There's a big difference between transgender and gay, right? It's a big difference between transgender and lesbian. There's a big difference between gay and lesbian. Lesbians like vagina, gay men like dick. There's a big difference there, right? The total opposites. You're never gonna see lesbians in a room with gays having fun together because lesbians like women, gays like men. So clearly those people don't get along. Lesbians would not get along with gay men because lesbians want to look at pictures of Angelina Jolie, and gay men want to look at pictures of Harvey Specter in Suits, right? So, and Russian soldiers and German soldiers and etc. So, anyways, um, so clearly those two people are different. So Candace Owens, she keeps saying on her YouTube channel, "Oh, everything is fake and gay. Everything is fake and gay." Honey, the person you even admit yourself that you don't believe Tyler Robinson was the real assassin of Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens, you even admit that when Megyn Kelly's trying to say, "Oh, the shooter was gay. Oh, the Charlie Kirk assassin was gay. Tyler Robinson's gay." When Megyn Kelly's saying the shooter was gay, then even Candace Owens is like, wait a minute. Tyler Robinson couldn't have been the real assassin, or at least he was. He definitely someone put him up, or at least someone put him up to it. Even if we find out at the end that he was the real assassin, someone definitely put him up to it. Israel would have put him up to it. Israel, like what if for example, Tyler Robinson, and this is, gay people usually do not have HIV. In fact, it's such a stereotype and it's wrong because first off, I'm a gay virgin. Okay, anyone who listens to me talk knows I'm a virgin, okay? Like no one wants to listen to me talk. Like I could talk about books all day. I just love books and novels, math and science. So science and mathematics, that's not a turn on for men, right? Usually. So unless it's like Nikola Tesla, right? Unless it's like me and Nikola Tesla, me and Nikola Tesla would get along. Me and Leonardo da Vinci would get along. Me and Albert Einstein would get along because we both love science and mathematics, right? But the average man, the average construction worker, the average, and I like construction workers. They're so tall and masculine. The average construction worker, the average military soldier might see me as a science nerd and not be attracted to a science nerd. So I'm a virgin. I'm a gay virgin. So I definitely don't have HIV. I shouldn't have HIV unless a homophobic nurse in Ohio gave me HIV when she forced the needle on me. Other than that, I should not have HIV. So, but I was just thinking, right? What would cause what who if someone put let's say Tyler Robinson really was the assassin, right? Because I'm not going to sit here and say that he's gay, which means he didn't do it. No, no, no. It's very possible he did it. I'm not there's obviously bad gay people too. There's good gay people, there's bad gay people. But right now what Megyn Kelly's doing is the first chance she gets, whenever she finds even the smidge of dirt on gay people, she's like, the shooter was gay, the shooter was gay, right? Now, if the shooter was a blonde woman, would Megyn Kelly suddenly be on the news, be like, the shooter was a blonde woman, the shooter was a blonde woman? You know what I'm saying? Like, if the Charlie Kirk assassin had been a blonde woman, and then interestingly enough, Candace Owens is uncovering footage where there was a woman who was with Tyler Robinson. But anyways, for example, if the Charlie Kirk assassin was a blonde woman who did it, would Megyn Kelly, who's also a blonde woman, would she suddenly be getting up on stage being like, the shooter was a blonde woman, the shooter, right? So Megyn Kelly's clearly biased. And the mainstream media, they're trying to get everyone to go after gays right now by saying the Charlie Kirk assassin was gay. Now, I'm so open-minded that I'm going to consider that yeah, he might very well be guilty. And he might have even not had help. And he might have done it alone. That's very possible. But when Candace Owens looks at the evidence, this is why Candace Owens has a very popular series right now. Because she's clearly poked holes in the FBI story. It's so obviously a fake story. The FBI story that they put out about Tyler Robinson, it's so obviously he was set up. He's being framed. It's so obvious at this point. But initially, at the beginning, before Candace Owens started her investigation, everyone just assumed the gay person did it, and then Megyn Kelly was like, "Oh, the shooter was gay, the shooter was gay," and then Megyn Kelly tried to incite everyone after gays. So what I have a theory, okay, I have a theory, and this is a theory like what if because I like to consider everything. I like to consider all options, right? All motives, right? What if Tyler Robinson really did do it? Why would he do it? Really, but really, why would he do it? Because I don't believe that, because, because Charlie Kirk was controversial, but so was everyone else. Trump's controversial. Megyn Kelly's controversial. Candace Owens is even controversial, right? So that's not enough for me in terms of a motive. I don't think that being controversial and disagreeing with people is enough. I don't think Tyler Robinson, looking at Tyler Robinson, hearing Tyler Robinson talk, we saw videos of him. We saw videos of Tyler Robinson talk about when there was a car accident. Tyler Robinson, you can tell he's not going to just go and assassinate someone just because he disagrees with someone. Just because Charlie Kirk spouts a whole bunch of pro-Republican propaganda doesn't mean that Charlie Kirk is just going to go assassinate. Doesn't mean that Tyler Robinson is just going to go assassinate Charlie Kirk just for speaking free speech, just for pro-Republican propaganda. Because if that were the case, Tyler Robinson would have gone for Trump. He would have gone for Megyn Kelly. He would have gone for Candace Owens. There are so many other people Tyler Robinson might have even gone for. So Tyler Robinson, you can tell he's not just going to assassinate someone just because they spewed pro-Republican propaganda. So I think it's possible that there's a bigger plot here, and I have a theory. And I have a theory that, and like I said, most gays are actually not HIV positive. I'm not HIV positive. I'm a virgin. I'm a gay virgin. I'm a science nerd. I've been bullied all my life for being a science nerd and for being gay, but I'm a virgin, okay? But I have a theory that maybe if Tyler Robinson was blackmailed, it's possible Tyler Robinson could have contracted HIV or been told he was contracted HIV, right? Because he doesn't even have to have HIV. They could have, if this was a big setup, if Israel really was behind everything and Israel was behind everything, you have to, okay, ask yourself this question, right? Let's say that Tyler Robinson really was the shooter and that Israel put him up to it. This is the scenario I'm going at. In fact, I don't even think Tyler Robinson was the shooter, but I just, for the sake of, and I don't really like saying devil's advocate, but you know what I mean. For the sake of considering all motives and all scenarios and all theories, even though I don't fully believe this one, I'm just going to put this out there and say, what if this was the case? What if this was what happened, right? If Tyler Robinson suddenly was told by corrupt doctors that he had HIV, right? And um, then Israel dangled, blackmailed Tyler Robinson, saying, if you want the HIV treatment, if you want to be treated for HIV, if you want the drugs, if you want whatever, you know what I mean by drugs to like get rid of the HIV or whatever they need to do with someone's HIV positive, maybe Israel promised Tyler Robinson like top-notch medical treatment. Because the chosen people, the chosen people, they get top-notch medical treatment, right? Even if they're a criminal, even if they're a Jewish president of Israel who commits genocide, he'll still get top-notch treatment at a hospital, right? So even the president of Israel, who is a genocider, who is an evil dictator, and who's responsible he has blood on his hands for the murder of millions of innocent people in Gaza, Palestinians, even though the president of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, is a psychopath, murderer, and genocider, because he's a chosen people, because he's a Jew, he'll get the best medical treatment, right? So, what if Tyler Robinson was told he contracted HIV, or maybe he did even really contract HIV, and then Israel put Tyler Robinson up to it by promising Tyler Robinson the best medical health care to treat HIV, provided that Tyler Robinson goes out and does, right. So it's just a theory that, and I don't believe this theory. In fact, I'm actually believe another theory, but I just want to put that theory out there as well, because what if it's true? I don't know. I don't know 100%. I believe something. There's something that I believe that went down, but I don't know 100%. I can't say 100% either way. Even with what I believe, even with the theory that I believe, I can't 100% say so we might turn around and find out that Tyler Robinson had nothing to do with it whatsoever. We might find out he had some small part to play in it. We might find out that it was a blonde woman who did it. And then I'm curious if Megyn Kelly, if we find out it was actually a blonde woman, a blonde shooter who did it, I wonder if Megyn Kelly will be so quick to get on the stage and be like, a blonde woman did it. A blonde woman, a blonde woman did it. Don't worry, Megyn Kelly. I doubt a blonde woman could pull that off. Don't worry, Megyn Kelly. I doubt that a blonde woman could pull off a mega assassination of a political figure. So don't worry, Megyn Kelly. Prove me wrong. No, no. Remember, like Charlie Kirk. Remember, like Charlie, like Charlie Kirk would say, "Prove me wrong." No, no, don't prove me wrong. I meant prove me wrong in the sense that prove that blondes aren't dumb, obviously. That's what I meant. I didn't mean like prove me wrong as in that's not what I meant. What I meant to clarify, let's be very clear. What I meant to s- what I meant what I meant was that prove me wrong that blondes aren't stupid. That's what I meant. Prove me wrong that blondes aren't dumb. So win a chess game. Go play a chess with a bunch of Russians. Russians love to play chess. It's all whenever you see that Russian propaganda, they're showing you videos of Moscow on YouTube, and then there's people walking through the streets of Moscow, and everyone's playing chess. Oh, the Russians love to play chess. Oh, they're not doing espionage. They're all playing chess, the Russians. Like how stupid does the Russia think we are? Like, oh, the Russian people, they don't do espionage, they're not thieves, they don't rob banks. No, the Russian people and the weekends, they love to play chess. And they also love reading stories to elderly people. Like, um, so Megyn Kelly. Can Megan Kelly play chess? I don't know. But anyways, I'm pretty good at playing chess. I actually used to be a professional chess champion because I'm very good at strategy. But Megan Kelly, on the other hand, I have to say, Megan Kelly's beautiful. Megan Kelly is gorgeous. I mean, she must get all of the hottest guys, right? The hottest guys. That's why, and that's the thing. Like gay men, we love gorgeous women because gorgeous women get all like the hottest straight guys. You know, all of the hottest, most masculine straight guys. They're always behind beautiful women, if you know what I mean. They're always behind them in the sense they support beautiful women, right? All of these masculine, straight, heterosexual men, these really testosterone filled, masculine, straight, heterosexual men, they're always hanging around and hanging behind. And wait a minute, they're always hanging with beautiful women like Megan Kelly. So Megan Kelly is gorgeous, and but Megan Kelly, you can tell she won't let any even if a person she suspects might be gay, she won't let them around her. You could tell, right? She's like, that type of person, right? So, Megan Kelly, and in fact, the other day too, Megan Kelly, I was watching her. There was like the War of the Blondes, not the War of the Blondes. It was like two blondes debating each other. Holy Hey, Saturday Night Live, you're premiering on Saturday with a new. Why don't you do a sketch? I know it's too late now. You probably already have everything planned. But hey, Saturday Night Live, in case someone from Saturday Night Live is watching, trying to steal my jokes. Hey, Saturday Night Live, if anyone's trying to watch, because I'm Mad TV. I grew up watching Mad TV, which is a rival to Saturday Night Live. Mad TV was real comedy. Mad TV was real comedy. Saturday Night Live is like political mumbo jumbo garbage. So, hey, Saturday Night Live, if anyone's listening right now trying to steal my jokes, uh, that would be pretty funny if you did a parody of Megyn Kelly, when she was debating the other blonde. There's another blonde. She hosts a show called The Nerve. I don't know her name. I can't be bothered to find out her name. She's, she's blonde, but she's not like Megyn Kelly blonde. You know what I mean? Like Megyn Kelly is gorgeous. Megyn Kelly's like Barbie blonde. Megyn Kelly's like MAGA blonde, MAGA Barbie blonde. Megyn Kelly's super beautiful blonde, right? But the blonde girl that she had on her show, and probably that's the reason she had her on her show because she didn't feel threatened by her, right? Megyn Kelly probably doesn't want any woman that's more beautiful than her on her show, right? Megyn Kelly's probably the type of woman that gets jealous and doesn't want a woman that's a blonde that's even more beautiful than her. So that's why I wonder if we'll see Megyn Kelly debating Tommy Lauren. Because Tommy Lauren is another blonde, but Tommy Lauren is like blonde supermodel, right? Tommy Lauren is the blonde supermodel. So I wonder if we'll ever see Megyn Kelly debating having Tommy Lauren on her show. But because Tommy Lauren is way more beautiful than Megyn Kelly, like in terms of supermodelish, like you can't deny that Tommy Lauren is would rock. Well, Tommy Lauren could get a modeling contract with Milan. Tommy Lauren could get a modeling contract with Paris. Tommy Lauren could be a professional model, right? So, but anyways, Megyn Kelly, she had another blonde, a frumpy dumpy blonde. Megyn Kelly had a different blonde on her show. Megyn Kelly had a different blonde on her show, a frumpy dumpy blonde. Frumpy dumpy frothy blonde. Sounds like a Starbucks drink. It sounds like a Starbucks drink. Frumpy dumpy frothy blonde. Hey, can I have what would you like to order from Starbucks? Can I have a frumpy dumpy frothy blonde with extra fat? No, and foam. So, so anyways, Megyn Kelly, she had another blonde on her show, like a really frumpy blonde. And the frumpy blonde, who definitely was like, probably, I would say she's a 6. Megyn Kelly's a 12, right? In terms of out of 10. Megyn Kelly's gorgeous. Megyn Kelly's so beautiful. And then Megyn Kelly had a blonde she was also blonde, but she wasn't at no near the level of beautiful of Megyn Kelly. So it was two blondes debating each other. Well, they weren't really debating, right? Blondes typically agree with each other, right? Um, so Unless maybe they're not real blondes, right? Maybe like they're not natural blondes. But so they weren't really debating. But hey, Saturday Night Live, it would be pretty funny if you did a parody of Megyn Kelly having a debate with that other blonde, right? The frumpy dumpy frothy blonde that Megyn Kelly had on her show. They were a debate between two blondes. So that'd be pretty funny, like two blondes debating each other. That's gotta be a blonde joke. Like that's gotta be a blonde joke. Two blondes debating each other. From all the blonde jokes I've heard over the years, from all of the jokes about blondes I've heard over the years, there's gotta be a joke about two blondes debating each other, right? Two blonde. I mean, there's definitely other things about two blondes. Blonde on blonde action. If you know what I mean. There's other things about two blondes on top of each other. But I'm saying, what about like if they were debating each other? That'd be pretty funny. What if two blondes were debating each other? But Megyn Kelly wasn't debating the frumpy dumpy frothy blonde. She wasn't debating her. But anyway, she's the host of The Nerve. The other blonde I'm talking about, she has her own channel called The Nerve, and then she was a guest on the Megyn Kelly show. So they were referring to this movie where one of the characters was gay, and of course they make the gay character the villain, like usual. That being said, I mean, sure, there are gay villains, but I just hope that they're portrayed accurately and correctly, right? And they're not like mislabeled as transgendered. Gay men do not cut dicks off. Gay men love dick. So there's no such thing as a gay trans person because gay men love dick. Literally, the definition of homosexual is men who like men. And what makes a man? The dick, especially a big dick, right? Like, for example, if Tucker Carlson, I don't know actually if Tucker Carlson, anyway. So that's what makes the man, right? Is the dick. So gay men love dick. Gay men would never, ever, ever advocate for cutting a dick off. Never. So transgender is like the enemy of gays. Like imagine if a transgender nut job went up to a bunch of Russian military soldiers and suddenly the transgender nut job started talking about cutting dicks off. The Russian military soldiers would be like, "You're not touching mine." Like the gay Russian military soldiers would be like, "You're not touching me. Get away from me, you freak." Right? Like, and then all of the Russian military soldiers would start grabbing their junk like afraid, right? This crazy transgender person starts talking about cutting dicks off. So of course, all of the real gay Russian military soldiers would be like, "Get away from me! Well, you don't touch, you're not taking mine, right? You're not taking mine, right?" So, gay men, real gay men, we love dick. We would never cut it off. We would never advocate for cutting it off. Anyone who wants to cut off a dick is a lesbian or a straight person, right? The only person who would or a straight man. Well, I mean, it's kind of a challenge, right? If there's a man who really claims to be straight, it's kind of, anyways, it's a challenge to find out whether or not he has ever considered doing something. Anyways, that's what I meant. What I meant was like it's a challenge to find out if a man is really 100% straight or if he would be willing to get with a guy if, for example, they were on a Russian naval ship, a Russian military warship for 6 months. There were no women around, right? So let's find the most straightest guy, the guy who said he would never get with a guy, right? The straightest guy you could find, right? Let's find the straightest guy. Who would that be? Is there a guy in the media right now who is like claims to be like super straight, 100% straight, would never touch another man, would never like is there a guy right now? Is there who would that be? I wonder now. Is there a celebrity who claims to be like the straightest of the straight? Maybe Andrew Tate, eh? Andrew Tate, that guy that's a misogynist, the self-proclaimed male misogynist, the self-proclaimed alpha male Andrew Tate. Maybe he is that guy who is like 200% absolutely would never, you know. So let's say, for example, that Andrew Tate, or it doesn't have to be Andrew Tate, but like the most straightest guy you would think would be straight. Let's say he was on a naval ship, a Russian warship, a Russian war naval ship that was slowly creeping upon American waters, right? And let's say that there were no women around, and it was just nothing but guys for 6 months on a compact, cozy, warm, cold and warm at the same time. Cold and cozy, cozy cabin, cozy, right? Let's say it was like a Russian naval ship with Navy sailors, Russian Navy sailors, there were no women around, and it was just men for 6 months. Would the absolute straightest guy you think is straight, would he get with a guy, you know? So I've always wondered that, right? Anyways, back to Megan Kelly. She's blonde, eh? Did you notice how blonde Megan Kelly is? She's beautiful though. She's beautiful. I think Megan Kelly should do. She did do modeling, but I would love to see Megan Kelly on the cover of Vogue or a big magazine. Did you see when Megan Kelly was critiquing Kamala Harris? Because the Vogue put Kamala Harris on the cover of Vogue, and then Megan Kelly was so jealous. Like Megan Kelly was so jealous because I'm sure Megan Kelly would want to be on the cover of Vogue magazine, and Megan Kelly was so jealous of Kamala Harris, you could see it. So Megan Kelly was critiquing Kamala Harris. She was jealous of Kamala Harris. So I guess Megan Kelly really is jealous of everyone. I mean, she's jealous of gay guys. She's jealous of other women. She's jealous of Latinos and black women. She's jealous of minorities, etc. Megan Kelly, she's jealous of everyone, really. Megan Kelly, she's yeah, I guess she's an equal opportunity, you know. But now I wonder though, if the shooter was blonde, if for example after Candace Owens does her full investigation and finds out that there was a blonde shooter involved, would Megan Kelly be so quick to get on stage and be like, the shooter was blonde. The shooter had blonde ideology. The shooter, what would a blonde ideology be? I don't even know. Well, I know what gay ideology is, and ideology is a bunch of gay guys trying to sleep with Megyn Kelly's husband. That's gay ideology. But what would blonde ideology be? What is blonde ideology? I don't even know. Probably something stupid. Anyways, Saturday Night Live, you're welcome, Saturday Night Live. If anyone's secretly listening, trying to steal my jokes, go ahead, you're welcome. I'm gifting you the jokes. I don't care. I know Saturday Night Live has a history of stealing jokes from Mad TV, of course. Mad TV, which was like, you know, Mad TV was actually funny. So anyways, hey Saturday Night Live, I don't care if anyone's listening from I would actually be really flattered. And actually I would be really happy if Saturday Night Live did a parody of Megyn Kelly debating the other blonde, like two blondes, right? Or even they don't have to be debating, but just they're blonding, right? They're having a blonding moment. They're having a blonding moment, right? Two blondes, Megyn Kelly and the other frumpy dumpy the other blonde, the other frumpy dumpy frothy blonde who was a guest on the Megyn Kelly show last week. Um, yeah. I just noticed there's all these Russian comments, all these Russians. Привет всем, добро пожаловать на мой канал. Я могу читать свой, твоя комментария. I also see English comments, but I'm curious about the Russians. I don't usually have Russians in my live stream. I mean, I don't mind if Russian military soldiers went into my bedroom, but I mean, that's meant for different reasons. I'm gonna go to the Russian comments. I'm gonna read out the Russian comments and eat my mac and cheese at the same time. Выросли традиционное общество, чтобы нас понимать, надо нами быть. Окей. Спасибо за твой комментарий. Надо просто держаться от Рашки подальше. Чем дальше страны живут от нее, тем счастливее. Окей, спасибо. Еще раз. От кого? От кого-то сказал это. Еще раз. Еще комментарии. Я живу в Москве и чувствую себя абсолютно свободно и безопасно. Good. I'm glad that you live in Moscow and you feel safe and free. I'm glad. For now. You feel safe and free for now. I'm glad. For now. I meant that as, because Putin, whenever he wants to get rid of someone, what he'll do is he'll pretend as if there's have nothing to worry about, right? Because obviously, right, let's say Putin really wanted to get rid of someone. He wouldn't warn them in advance, right? If Putin really wanted to get rid of someone, he wouldn't warn them in advance that he's going to get rid of them. That would be crazy to do because then the person would run or flee the country or escape or fight back, right? So Putin would never warn someone in advance if he really had a problem with them. So all of the people that Putin's secretly eyeing to get rid of, he's pretending to be their best friend, making them feel safe, making them feel like they have nothing to worry about. So if you're a Russian in Russia right now and you feel like you have nothing to worry about and Putin makes you feel safe and loved, Putin might be trying to get rid of you. Alyonka also said, Nerashka Rosia Sergei Godnya сказал, Рашка, она и в Африке Рашка, просто Рашка не ограничивается одной Москвой или Питером, okay? Then Alyonka came in and said, как твои дела? У меня хорошо. Сегодня. Sergey Godnya. I don't think he was asking me, but anyways, I don't care. I just answered his question. У меня хорошо. Меня чувствую хорошо. Нормально. Я доволен. Я ем макарони сейчас. Sergey Godnya тоже сказал. Извини, не сказала. Сказал. Sergey Godnya сказал. В Питере меня тоже жилось неплохо, даже хорошо, но мне не плевать на людей из других регионов. Но мне не плевать на людей из других регионов, которые сводят концы с концами, пытаясь выживать всеми возможными законными и незаконными пятьями. Okay, something about he doesn't have a problem with people from other places as long as they don't break the law. Something about that. Alonka also said Toja Skazal. Alonka's Toja Skazal. Oh, wait a minute. Alyonka. Is it a ti женщина или мужчина? Alonka, ti женщина или мужчина? Alyonka. See, even in Russian, men have feminine sounding names. It sounds feminine in English to the English speakers, right? So usually names ending in A, like Sasha, Pasha, that sounds feminine because in English, we don't really have any male names. We don't have any names of men that end in A, right? So if it ends in A, it sounds feminine. So Alyonka, I'm not even actually sure if Alyonka is male or female because Alonka, Kasasha, Pasha, in Russian, they have all of these male names which sound feminine to an English speaker. So, anyways, I guess from the context of the situation, I may be able to figure it out. Oh, where was I? Lost my place. Hold on. Okay. Elonka тоже сказал, or сказала, whatever. Alonka сказал, не ограничивается конечно, не ограничивается конечно. Россия огромная, у меня много друзей в Белгороде. У меня много друзей в Белгороде. Нальчике, Самаре. Okay? Питер красивый город, кстати. Киев тоже. Я много раз бывала в Харькове. Тоже понравилось. Okay? So the guy said, I think he's saying St. Petersburg. Peter is short for St. Petersburg. Is a beautiful city. By the way, Kiev, Ukraine is also beautiful, he says. And he's many times been in another city, something I think, some Russian city, which he also likes. Sergei Godnya тоже сказал, я не был в Украине, но есть друзья из Харькова, Lvova и Zaporozh. Yeah, I don't know how to say all the Russian cities. Unfortunately, I need to take better Russian language lessons on Russian cities. Every Russian city. Alyonka тоже сказал, здорово, я много лет хотела посетить Львов, но теперь, видимо, не судьба. У нас родственники в Сума, Запорожской области. Не знаю, как нас разделить. Моя историческая родина в Belgorod. I have trouble pronouncing R's because, Russian. Anyways, English is my native language. If Spanish was my native language, I could easily pronounce those R's, but Моя историческая родина. Моя историческая родина в Белгороде. Alyonka тоже сказал, читай на границе, там живет много украинских семей, так же, как и много русских. So he just said, or she said, Speaking about thinking about the border, there lives many Ukrainian families and also many Russian families live there at the border. Okay. Sergei Godnya тоже сказал, просто сваливай из Рашки, если хочешь, чтобы у твоих детей полно, было полноправное детство. Okay, просто сваливай из Рашки, если хочешь, чтобы у твоих детей было полноправное детство, плевать на Украину и Рашку. Oh, and then Sergei Godnya said something in English. Он сказал что-то по-английски. Sergei Godnya сказал по-английски, join Navy for 6 years and we're gonna talk. Alyonka тоже сказал, моя семья живет в достатке. Мы каждый год летаем в отпуск, работаем в магазине, питание ничего не изменилось, как было до 2022, как было до 2000 20 году, anyways, not good at saying years. Так и сейчас отдыхали и в Индонезии в этом году. So he just said more or less, he said, my family lives in some city. We every year fly on vacation and we work in shops and stores. Nothing's changed how it was until 2022. And rest and they're going to be vacationing, resting in Indonesia this year. Sergei Godnya also said, тоже сказал, от ди и жизнь это разные вещи, okay? Аленка тоже сказал, и живем хорошо, и сколько людей, столько и мнений, ты где живешь? Sergei Godnya сказал, Фистервилл, Пенсильвания, окей. Аленка сказал, нравится, ты там родился? Sergei Godnya сказал, да, родился в Нальчике, потом жил в Питере и в юге вместе с семьей бежали в США. Аленка ответил, о, неожиданно, кабардинец. Sergei Godnya сказал, переехали родители по политике, я сначала тоже потом женился и теперь две гражданства, но от российского паспорта буду отказываться. So something about they moved, the parents, for political reasons. He started also, he married something about his wife's, I think his wife's parents. His wife's parents, so his in-laws, I think, are for political reasons something. And they're two citizens, something about their two citizens. but he's gonna. I think he said he's gonna refuse the Russian passport or something. No at rosyjskого паспорта буду отказываться. So I think he just said he's gonna refuse the Russian. I don't know something about. Anyways, I didn't translate that correctly. My brain's not working too well today. I'm tired from reading all the Russian too, so I'll probably start reading all the Russian comments. There's so many Russian comments. Sergey Godnia сказал русский, then Alyonka ответил автор неожиданно заговорил на русском. Привет. They're talking about me now. Um. Anyways, they saw a lot of Russian stuff. They're still talking, I think. I'm gonna get back to reading Russian comments in a second, but I just wanted to say this is like one of those posts that's like, if anyone looks at it from the future, like not sure who the author was, like, or if they don't have, like, it's not listed as who the author was, right? So let's say like 100 years in the future, they come across this post that I made, and I could just imagine because all of the stupid people are breeding, like all of the idiots are breeding. The idiots are the ones breeding right now, right? All the idiots are breeding. So breeding, not reading. Of course they're not reading. I'm the one reading. But all of the idiots are breeding, overbreeding too. All of the idiots are breeding. So I could just imagine like the future race of like women, but like blonde women. And I could just imagine in the future, 100 years in the future, these blonde women come across this post and be like, who was the author of this post? And then they go to read it out. Or they see pictures of Putin and they read out, the mainstream media wants everyone to think the problem is gays. Russia is not the enemy. And then, so don't worry about the Russians. The next time that Russian thieves try breaking into your home, just bend over. Just bend over. And then I could just imagine all the blondes in the future be like, who wrote this? Who wrote this post? And then like the one intelligent guy walks over and be like, oh, a gay guy wrote that. A gay guy from Canada. A gay guy from Canada secretly working for Cuba. No, I'm just a gay guy from Canada wrote that. I mean, like, oh, okay. And then the blondes are like, did a transgender wrote that? Did a transgender vegan? Was that post written by a transgender vegan? So Megan Kelly, all her future offspring, the Megan Kelly descendants of Megan Kelly would be like, did a transgender vegan video gamer with blue hair and purple socks and who listens to Taylor Swift? Is that who wrote that? Is that who wrote that? Anyways, everything Megan Kelly doesn't like, she just lumps into one category. Like, Megan Kelly doesn't like Taylor Swift. Oh, the shooter listened to Taylor Swift. Megan Kelly doesn't like gays. Oh, the shooter was listen to gays. No, no, the shooter. Anyways, everything Megan Kelly, the shooter. Megan Kelly doesn't like vegans, right? Megan Kelly doesn't like vegans. She's a big meat eater. They even name the cows before they eat them. This, oh my God. If you did you see the Megan Kelly advertisements on her show where she promotes that River Ranch Valley Ranch, whatever, is one of her sponsors. Is one of Megan Kelly's sponsors, and the same sponsor is also for Candace Owens. Candace Owens has a sponsor, Riverbend Valley Ranch Meat or something, and then Megan Kelly, and they actually show pictures of the cows that they're gonna eat, and they name the cows. They name the cows and they show pictures of the cows they're planning to eat, and then they name the cows. Why not be a vegan? Why not be vegetarian? Anyways, I'm a vegetarian, so anyways, I'm not a vegan. Vegans are too intense for me. Vegans are a little bit too intense. Hey, Saturday Night Live. Hey, Saturday Night Live, I know you love to steal jokes. Saturday Night Live loves to complain about jokes and tries to get joke canceled, and then that same joke that Saturday Night Live tried to complain about and tried to incite over about, that same joke, Saturday Night Live will steal that joke and then put it on their show. So, hey, Saturday Night Live, I know you love to steal jokes. That would be pretty funny. Like, there's like this really intense vegans, right? And then there's this guy in the corner who's like, I'm a vegetarian. Vegans are too intense for me. Vegans are too intense. I'm a vegetarian. So that'd be a pretty funny joke. That'd be like me in the corner watching. Anyways, no, no, me in the corner. That'd be like me in the corner. There's all of these vegans yelling at meat eaters. There's all of these intense vegans yelling at people. And you just see me in the corner watching. Anyway, you just see me in the corner being like, oh, I'm not vegan. I'm a vegetarian. Vegans are too intense for me. I'm a vegetarian. I'm chill. I'm a chill vegetarian, just sitting over in the corner watching. So, so yeah, I'm not a vegan. Vegans are way too intense for me. I'm vegetarian. But anyways, let's go back to reading Russian comments. I like to watch. No. Oh, Lord. I like to watch. Wait a minute. Anyways, I like to watch science videos. I like to watch mathematics videos. I like to watch science videos. I like to watch political videos. I like to watch Tucker Carlson. I really like to watch Tucker Carlson. He's just so like funny and intelligent, Tucker Carlson. He's just like really funny and intelligent, and he tells a lot of things. He's so racist. No, no, Tucker Carlson is just so funny and intelligent, and you could tell he's very intelligent. Anyways, I like to watch Tucker Carlson. I like to watch mathematics. Actually, Tucker Carlson isn't really a mathematician when you think about it. Tucker Carlson is great for other reasons, right? But Tucker Carlson, he had this guy on his show. I think it was some some computer software engineer. I know, right? A computer software engineer on Tucker Carlson's show. Tucker Carlson was suddenly trying to make everything about religion, and Tucker Carlson was like prodding this computer guy, prodding this scientist, prodding the scientist, prodding the computer guy, probing him. He was probing him, not in a good way. Tucker Carlson was probing this computer scientist about, oh, how does this relate to religion? Do you guys deny the Bible? Like, how can Tucker Carlson make this about religion, right? So let's not get it twisted. Tucker Carlson's not perfect. He got some screw loose. Tucker Carlson's not perfect. He's got some screws loose as well. But Tucker Carlson's still a very tall, attractive, smart, intelligent man, and I recommend you watch him. And yeah, but I usually I prefer scientists because I get along better with scientists because we typically like to discuss science and mathematics. So I don't think I would be able to have a good conversation with Tucker Carlson. I mean, imagine trying to explain thermodynamics to Tucker Carlson, and he's like, so basically, what you're saying is God did it. Imagine trying to explain uh, Mendel's whatever genetics, trying to explain geneticism to Tucker Carlson. He's like, so God? Imagine trying to explain to Tucker Carlson how to create a self-sustaining reaction, and Tucker Carlson's like, God, basically, God did it, right? So Tucker Carlson is a little bit warped in that sense. But other than that, Tucker Carlson's pretty funny to watch. He's good to listen to. He's great to watch. He's good to. He always has like an agenda, right? He always has a really interesting agenda, like maybe racist agenda. Tucker Carlson, he's hilarious to watch on Fox News, and I like the fact that Tucker Carlson wears suits and ties, and he always used to dress up in those nice suits and ties and look like he's all professional. Tucker Carlson, and you know, and he's not like a thug. He's not like one of those thugs that doesn't know how to wear pants, right? So Tucker Carlson, he always dressed up in those ties and nice business suits, and you could tell Tucker Carlson was like an alpha male in his own. And he wasn't like a lumberjack, but he was an alpha male, and like he's got all this money, and he's rich and powerful, and like an alpha male in that sense, anyways. So Tucker Carlson, and he's also pretty funny to watch too. Now Tucker Carlson is kind of, I don't know what's going on there with Israel, but anyways, I'm praying for Tucker Carlson. I'm praying for um, Bride 2, the movie Bride 2 to be made. So I'm praying that Justin Hartley returns in Bride 2. So Brideheart's a funny new movie. It's a comedy action movie. Well, actually, the beginning of Brideheart, they portray the Russians as terrorists. Another Hollywood movie that portrays the Russians as terrorists. But this was more comedy. This was more, comedy, fun movie. Even though they portrayed the Russians as terrorists, the Russian terrorists didn't really have a big um, role in the movie. They were killed immediately within 2 minutes. So it wasn't so much about. Okay, maybe that's not so much better for the Russians, but anyways, the Russian terrorists in the movie Brideheart, the Russian terrorists had a beginning at the beginning of the scene, the opening of the movie. The Russian terrorists were at the beginning. They had some sort of prototype for some nuclear bioweapon or something. And at the beginning of the movie, there was like this portrayal of Russian terrorists, right, who were like trying to smuggle or something, create a bioweapon or some sort of prototype for some nuclear weapon. And then immediately, like within the first 3, 4 minutes of the movie, the Russian terrorist is immediately killed and assassinated by the Australian or American double agent or spy, whatever. Not double agent, spy. American CIA agent, right? So it actually the movie Brideheart, even though they did feature Russian terrorists who were immediately killed at the beginning of the movie, the rest of the movie wasn't actually about Russian terrorists. It was more about other kinds of terrorists. So yeah, it's a great movie. Maybe if you're Russian and you're watching it and you're like, oh my God, another movie where the Russians are portrayed as the terrorists. Don't worry. The Russians have a very small role. And well, you know what I mean? The Russians have they don't have a small role. Russian men are usually endowed, right? They usually have big roles, right? I hope. Why did I learn Russian if Russian men are not packing? Russian men better be, anyways, they are packing. Most Russian men are packing. So anyways, most Russian men. So um they had don't worry if you're watching the Brideheart, and you're like, "Oh, another movie which portrays the Russians as terrorists." Well, the Russians are portrayed as terrorists in the Brideheart movie. In the Brideheart movie, comedy action movie, the Russians are portrayed as terrorists, but the Russian terrorist villain is assassinated within like the first 4 minutes of the movie, and then the rest of the movie is about other kinds of terrorists and other kinds of villains. So I hope that helps. It was a good movie. Justin Hartley is so tall and blonde and tall and muscular. Anyways, um, I don't want the conversation to get too gay, even for me. Um, but yeah, basically, so Bride Hard. I have to make sure I say the movie name really, like really pronounce the name, because when I previously said Bride Hard, I sounded like I was saying Bride Heart, and they translated the YouTube translation, the subtitles, the YouTube subtitles translated it as Bride Heart. It's not Bride Heart. The movie's called Bride Hard. Like it's a spin-off of it's a comedy version spin-off of Die Hard, right? Die Hard. Well, I think Die Hard was an action comedy too. But so it's basically like a spin-off of Die Hard, right? The famous movies with Bruce Willis. Oh, they all love the Die Hard movies, the famous Die Hard movies with Bruce Willis. It was like a spin-off of Die Hard, but instead of Die Hard, they call it Bride Hard, which is like a female version, sort of. So it's a female protagonist, right? Female version, female protagonist, Bride Hard, right? It's a it's like it's a mix of Die Hard and Bridesmaids movies. The Bridesmaid movie comedy. It's a mix of the Die Hard and then it comes together and it's Bride Hard, right? So it's a funny action comedy movie. I don't really like many movies, but so when I do find a movie I like to promote it because for some reason Hollywood hates this movie. I mean, Hollywood gave this movie a very low rating. Hollywood did not like this movie, so I liked it. I mean, Justin Hartley, you can't go wrong, right? And I do like, it was funny. The movie did have some funny moments. I did like the fight scenes. Like they were really good. Like the movie fight scenes were very well choreographed and they were funny too. And I really feel like the actors really did they stepped out of their comfort zone. They really did some pretty good choreographed fight scenes, so I just appreciated that. I'm like, finally Hollywood actors are actually working for their money again. They're actually like working hard and not just making stupid movies where it's like the acting, what I mean. So anyways, it's not the best movie, obviously. It's not my favorite movie, but I definitely it's my favorite new it's my favorite movie of 2025. So it's my favorite like newest movie, you know what I mean? Obviously there's movies that I like better than Bride Hard, but in terms of new movies, I think it's like one of the better ones. It's funny. It's my favorite action comedy. One of my favorite action comedies. Obviously, there are other movies I like. There's scientific movies, science fiction movies I like, but Bride Hard is a funny action comedy movie. But if you're Russian and you're watching, the first 4 minutes will be scary because it's another Hollywood movie that portrays the Russians as terrorists. But that ends pretty quickly in within 4 minutes. So, I think Russian men can usually last longer than 4 minutes, right? I hope. Anyway, uh, so let's go back to reading Russian comments. And I'm not eating mac and cheese at the same time while reading the Russian comments this time. This time I'm not eating mac and cheese while reading Russian comments, so I hopefully can speak Russian better. I'm trying to pick up where I left off in the comments. So I think this is here. Um, Sergey Godnia said, "Oh no, it's further up a bit." Well, I'll just start up here because I can't. Sergey Godnia сказал, "Я 10 лет живу уже в США и могу сказать при все трудности и наличии нескольких работ, все равно мне тут намного приятнее". Sergey Godnyas ответил «Нет» в 2004. Две тысячи четыре in 2004 в тысячи четыре году. Аленка сказал, ну, в те годы был беспредел в стране, я согласна. Alyonka's a female. Yeah, Alyonka's a woman. It is a woman. I wasn't sure because Sasha, Pasha. There's a lot of Russian male names that sound feminine, but Alyonka is actually a woman because she said Anna сказала я согласна, and she used the feminine form of to agree. She said if she was a man, she would have said я согласен, but she said я согласна, which means it's a woman talking. So Alyonka's a woman. So nu в те годы был беспредел в стране, я согласна. Сергей Годня ответил, он и до сих пор есть, просто его узаконили. Аленка сказала, я бывала в многих странах в путешествия. Честно, меня спустя 3 недели уже меня спустя 3 недели уже хочется домой, где бы я не была. Мне нравится здесь. Это же не преступление, так. So, one more time, let me read it. Я бывала в многих странах в путешествия. Честно, меня спустя 3 недели уже хочется домой. Где бы я не была, мне нравится здесь. Это же не преступление, так. So something about she's been to many countries, she's traveled to many countries. Honestly, after 3 weeks, she already wants to go home, where she's used to being. She likes it here. She says there's no criminals where she lives. She says, мне нравится здесь, это же не преступление, так. There's no criminals there, right? Something about that. Sergey Godnya responded, ответил, в гостя везде хорошо, даже в KNDR. Not sure what that is, abbreviation for something. Sergey Godnya ответил, Sergey Godnya ответил, мы тоже были людьми среднего класса в Питере. I think they're anyways. Username came in and said, did the Mossad kill Charlie Kirk? So that was an English comment. Alyonka, I'm not sure if they're talking about Charlie Kirk at this point. I think they're talking about traveling around different countries. Oh, something about Japan. Alyonka said something about Japan. Сейчас копим на поездку в Японию. Дорога но манит. Okay. Now they're buying tickets to Japan, she said. She said now they're buying tickets to Japan. It's expensive, but worth it, I think she meant. Manit, is that was what is the manit? I'm not sure what the word manit means in Russian. Does it mean worth it? I think she says expensive but worth it. I think that's what she said, more or less. Сейчас копим на поездку. Сейчас копим на поездку в Японию. Дорога но манит. Okay. Sergey Gonya responded, сказал, Япония это классно, опять же будущего урашки, будущего. Опять же, окей. Япония это классно, опять же будущего урашки нет. Слишком огромная пропасть между классами и отношение к людям предвзятая. Людям предвзятая. Сергей Годня сказал, тяжело строить бизнес там, где каждые 100 лет людей обнуляют по бизнесам. Тяжело строить бизнес там, где каждые 100 лет людей обнуляют по бизнесам. So he basically was saying it's hard to build a business there, where there's like 100 years people had already strong businesses or something. Something about it's hard to build businesses there when there's already like 100-year-old businesses. I think that were strong, that were already there. I think that's what he said. I might be wrong, but I think more or less that's what he said. Username, who's an English commenter. Well, I don't know if they're English. Anyways, it's an English comment. That's what I meant. Username came in and username said, I dare any American here to go to Israel and practice the freedom you have here. You will receive heavy backlash. Okay, thank you, username, for your comment. So there's a lot of Russian comments. I can't read them all. I wish. I'm gonna go to the more recent comments to see if they said anything about how awful my Russian is. I'm not sure if Alyonka is talking about me, or talking about this meme, or I'm not sure what she's talking about in this regards. I think she might be talking about the meme. Thank you if you like the meme. Alyonka сказала, мне нравится их позиция в этом вопросе. And she was a big smiley happy face. So if her English is very good, then she'll understand that the meme is a joke, and she'll probably start laughing, and she probably would put a happy face with a big smile. So if Alyonka can speak good English, if she has advanced English, if Ilyonka has good advanced English, well, I don't mean advanced English like you're reading about like fractals and um, trigonometry and other stuff like if you're reading about quantum mechanics. I don't mean like good English, like I just meant like good English in general. Anyways, you know what I mean. If she has like a good, decent grasp of the English language, and if she translated the English into Russian, she would understand it was an English joke. The meme is a joke. The meme is a joke. And I could see why she'd put a big happy smiley face. So she's probably not talking about me or the meme, but if she is, thank you. She's probably talking about something else. But anyways, I'll take it. I'll take the comment. Any positive validation, I'll take it, even if it's not about the meme. Alenka сказала, мне нравится их позиция в этом вопросе. Вопросе. Alenka сказала, мне нравится их позиция в этом вопросе. Вопросе. Oh my God, it's so hard to say. Alenka сказала, мне нравится их позиция в этом вопросе. Okay, there we go.